Hey, okay, so we're back.
Yeah, we'll give
We're
everybody a
back, so we're
minute to
gonna
come
give
in.
give each other a minute to come back in. I know. Shalom, shalom. Thank y'all for your patience. But truth be offended, so Prince of Air don't like it.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Power there.
What can I do? I can't do nothing.
Mm.
But keep going, right? But yeah, I don't know. There's been this song Gyra by what's that? Something City on repeat. Maverick City, yes.
Is that Maverick City?
Yes.
It's Maverick City and somebody else.
That's Maverick City?
Yes.
Oh, because
yes,
sometimes
girl,
they
yes.
be tripping.
Yes. Shalom. So I've been like, Yahweh, you are enough. Okay. I've never felt more love than I do right now. Okay. And I think it's just when I think of that song, it's just because you have to understand when he wrote that song, and I don't know why he wrote it, but he wrote it, okay? But my thing is, there was a place that Yahweh was trying to get him to. In that song, it says, I've never felt more love than I do right now. Meaning, there was a place that Yah was trying to get this person to. And he says, and you are enough. You always been enough, right? Ain't nobody mad about the devil. Absolutely. And so he's trying to take his people to a different place. And we can't get tripped up off of these small things. And I get it, like, oh, well, that ain't a small thing because how it had us. But there's many things that we have to prepare to respond to. And if the enemy knows that he can get us stuck on a name, then he's always going to utilize that.
So it's not a small thing, but it is.
Yeah.
Because in the overall scheme of things, and now, like, I'm starting to understand more why y'all still not letting me listen to outside people. Like, how I used to listen to, all kind of stuff, and he was like, nope, they're still arguing back and forth about stuff. I'm gonna need you not to get in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I was like, but I need to do this, and I need someone to listen to help me.
Right. No.
I said, no, not
but
now.
He's trying to elevate us, right? So because he's not going to bring us into a specific place when we're not ready for it.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, man, I'm trying to lift you up, but you keep getting hung up on this right here. So let me just bring to you, hey, listen, you got to come away. You got to let this stuff go.
Yep, I need you. Sound and brass. And he said, I'm trying to get you away from the noise. I need you to just listen to me. And I'm going to feed you. And I ain't stopping.
Because there's always a connection. Each person on here is destined to connect with somebody. And so if you're stuck here and that person is still in church, you may not meet them because you're hung up on that name. So he's trying to get us away from that so he can bring us all together. But let's get into Corinthians 13. Hang up on the hang up. Absolutely, please. Okay? 13. Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Listen, choose your horribleness, okay? It's not going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't care how shiny you are in your gifts and how called and anointed. You can be dripping with anointing, but if you don't have love. There is no benefit to anyone that's around. You just wasted your time and theirs.
Yeah, because even when I think of when he's talking about if I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, like if some of you would just, because there are some of us who, talk to angels, basically. We talk to angels. But so what? You don't get extra brownie points for doing what you were intended to do from Jump Street.
From the beginning.
That you were created to do that. So what?
And and just going with that, you don't get any brownie points
for nothing.
For whatever gift that he has given you because it's not yours.
It ain't yours. He gave it to you. So
and it's for you to share.
Yeah. Everything you go through, everything he's put you through, even if you think about your testimonies. Why do you even have a testimony?
So it can serve as
Because
a
he
witness.
put you through a test
Absolutely.
so that your testimony can be beneficial.
Mhm.
That's why you have to have love. That's why using your testimony, if you know, so like we say, we guard the commandments. But if I guard my testimony and no one ever hears it, that's not love. That's not love.
Well, and
Because somebody needs to benefit from that. I'm holding that back from somebody, and that's something I had to learn, especially if the testimony was bad. Like, oh, I was
I don't
acting
care.
up, and this happened, and then that happened.
I did it. Oh well.
Yeah, I no longer care about that. Like,
No.
I
But
don't
if
care
you
what
need,
people
I'm an
think.
open book, as you know. I'm
Yeah,
an open book.
I
What
no
page you
longer
want to
care
go to?
what
What
people
chapter do
think.
you want to visit? I will open this book up. Okay.
Yeah.
But also, it needs to be evidence,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's the evidence of it. If all of this, there's no evidence in this verse, right? You don't have no love, it don't benefit, it doesn't come evidence for the person, it doesn't serve as a witness. So nothing, no one can do anything
Yeah,
with
nothing good comes out of it.
it, right?
That's
Nothing.
why I said you're just a brass, sounding brass, and he don't mean the good music kind. He mean
No.
that heavy metal. That's what you sound like. Sound like heavy metal. You know what heavy metal is, right? It's that song. Yes, you do. No, not your braces. That's not heavy metal.
Let me read this comment. There it is. Be right or loving. Be loving and let y'all do the rest as we speak truth in love. Me too. Open book and still a work in progress. Absolutely, me too. And I know that to be true about you. You are an open book girl. I can ask you anything, and you would just Melissa.
Oh, Melissa.
All right, Mel, as I like to call it.
Melly Mel.
Melly Mel. Well, that's Auntie Melly Mel, so I'll give her Mel. It's all right. And nothing. Auntie Riri, she says this is supposed to be a transparent wall. Realizing that you had grown folks in the Bible asking their grown daddy, great granddaddy, for permission to do something. I was like, ew. Wait a minute, we ain't got no business. Because they understood that whatever decision they made on the elder or to the father and seek counsel, so we don't be ended up on Judge Judy duking it out.
Right.
Because if you got me at Judge Judy, first off, I'm gonna get on her case because she ain't gonna disrespect me like she thinks she could. Then I'm gonna wonder why we here in the second place. Could have went to Judge Joe Brown, but nevertheless, thank you. You got me on Judge Judy, so that's an extra fight. So ain't nothing gonna come from it because we don't utilize young people and all, middle age and all. We don't utilize our elders.
Yes.
We don't recognize that the elders have been places that you have never gone. You can never, your experience can never catch up with theirs. So there's lessons that they have. And I always marvel at people that are 190, because I'm like, the stories that's within them.
They be having some good stories too, y'all.
Oh, the jewels that's within them. The lessons that they have learned, right? And so we have to, this is all the stuff that Yah is trying to get us in motion, like put in motion, getting back to that.
Get back to the ancient past.
The honor, the respect.
Yes.
Back into the house, right?
Because society has taught us, especially us, to disrespect our elders. But yet there are some other groups that will never disrespect their elders. But it's trying
There's some
to
other
teach
groups
us
too
that
be like,
some other
no,
ones.
Mom, I'm not gonna listen.
Oh yeah, well.
And they've been praised to do that. So you got all kinds of groups that was taught to do whatever they want to do. But it was never designed to be like that. Shem was still talking to his daddy, and his daddy was hecka old. Shem was old, still seeking advice, right? But nevertheless, listen, you can be as gifted. You can understand the revelations that he gives you, and upon this rock I will, and you can understand that he was talking about the revelations and all this and all these mysteries. You can get it. But if you don't have nothing, if you don't have love, you are absolutely a zero.
And that's important for us to know right now as we are reading these other books and we see Like for instance, Elizabeth, and John the Baptist's mom. She moved a mountain.
Yeah.
Like
She opened it.
actually
She opened it.
moved the mountain. It obeyed her. When we read about just all the things our ancestors have went through, when we read about how even powerful we were as Abraham's children, all these gifts we have. He said, look, I'm going to need to bring these gifts back, but I'm going to need you to use them properly.
Absolutely. And I want to return on the gifts.
Yes. Yes. Because remember that time, well, you may not remember this.
I may not.
I was telling them on prayer call one morning that I had this vision about I used the cry of Judah, and this demon just dropped dead. And I said, "Oh, there's other demons in the room. I might as well take care of them too." And it didn't work on them because that's not. He said, "That's not what I sent you for. I sent you for that one. Now go. It ain't gonna work on the. Not that it won't, but it ain't today because that's not what I sent you there for." It's called, you can't be all puffed up because you got it, because it's only going to work when Yahuwah says for it to work, and you don't plan it. It just happens. It just happens when you need it. It just comes. You don't get to plan, well, if this happened, then I'm going to do this happened, because you don't know what's going to happen. But in that moment, it's going to come on you to use the gift. And it has to be used the way he said to be used. Something has to be said the way he said it, because he's trying to touch a particular person or a particular group of people, or take out. Like, he's trying to separate wheat from tares. Because like I said, if it was up to me, Pharaoh would have been the first one to go. That's and he the one that ended up staying.
Exactly. He was the least to be expected,
yes.
Right? Auntie Riri, she said, we missed a generation of elders. They wanted to remain youthful instead of getting older with wisdom.
Yes.
We're proud, Papa and Grammy over here. She said, and then my sister Mel, she says, yep, unfortunately, that's the fastest way to defeat generations. Yep. Yes. Yep. And then Auntie Riri, she also says, I had no wise elder women in the church. They were all messy and childish in 2005.
I believe
when
it.
my husband came to Christ. I believe it too.
I believe it.
I will say, like, I had some beautiful elder women when I was in, and mind y'all, like, I got in church when I was like 16, but I had some beautiful women that took me in. So that wasn't my experience. It was, listen, I learned a lot.
I had a couple. One was an elder man. And then one was a woman. Yeah. And she's still alive. She's 100 and something.
Yeah. That must be Mama Rosie.
That's Mama Rosie. Yeah. And then Deacon Gaines was the other one. He's the one. He's why I learned why a lot of us wouldn't go to the doctor. So he was my preamble to medical apartheid.
Gotcha.
Because he lived through it.
Yes.
Because I'd be like, why? You guys don't, black men especially don't, I used to turn black then, yes, don't like to go to the doctor. He said, because they experiment on us.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Tuskegee. And he was naming all. I was like.
And those are the values. Like, we just have to set, and it's a work in progress, just like we are, right? And so we just have to implement it day by day. Sometimes it's moment by moment. Even if you did it for like 5 hours and then you missed the other 15 hours, you're like, you know what? Focus on the 5 that you implemented. I did it, and then you just stretch it out from there. That's why I always refer to my elder women as auntie, uncle, because that was snatched from us. And it keeps you in line, like I always say. Yep. I know for sure I can't go off on Auntie Shelly on the beat. I'm calling her Auntie Shelly on the beat. Listen, you will throw them and I'm going to dodge them. I might run from you. But nevertheless, I know by me saying Auntie Riri, I know there's not a chance in that I'm going to get off on anybody, right? Yep. Even my sister Mel, I'm not going to be like, okay, that's a little different. Yeah. But okay. By me referring to people as aunties and uncle, it's a level of respect and unity. There's no separation because whether you're black, yellow, or blue, you gonna be uncle or you gonna be
if you grafted in, you grafted in.
You there, right? If you live in listen, Torah, Your
Mhm.
family, I see no color. I don't even see bloodline at this point because you're Torah, right?
Mhm.
All right, so let's go into the next verse. It says, and though I bestow all my good to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profits me nothing. I don't care what you sacrifice.
Yeah. If you're not doing it out of love,
It's
it don't
nothing.
count.
Don't
It
count.
really don't count.
And especially now, like when back in the day, you would have never saw feeding the poor on YouTube or on social media. That was just
Mm-mm.
done like it
It
was
was
just
just done.
right? But if it's not done in love, it's like, girl, you could have slept in till 9 o'clock.
Mhm.
You didn't have to get at 6 o'clock and
Mhm.
and do that. Save your energy and time. If that ain't your ministry, if he ain't gave it to you, do it. Don't do it.
Cause truth be told, if you really feeding the poor, you ain't got time to be going so live on social media.
Some people make time.
That's some work.
And the prophet, and then listen, nothing comes back to Yahuwah. So it's like a
Yeah.
funnel.
Hmm.
It never, because first off, the person that is receiving those that you're giving, like if you say you feed the poor, right, and your
Mhm.
heart is not in it, guess what you just made them feel like?
Right.
Poor.
Yeah. And what makes you think they want to be blasting on social media? Look at the homeless man I feed.
Yes. You
No.
just made them feel homeless.
Hmm.
You just reminded them of their condition.
And that they're dependent on someone.
Absolutely. So it profits. It didn't yield nothing to the Most High.
Hmm.
Because now that person, he ain't gonna say, ooh, I'm gonna stand on Torah.
Hmm.
He's like, these people are hypocrites.
Yeah, that's not love.
These people is foolish. That's not a reflection of the Father. When you do it, you gotta do it with love in your
Mhm.
heart. And he may tell you, you can't go live today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deal with you all. Just like he did on us on the Sabbath. We was
Yeah.
expecting to go live. Most High said, no, I'm gonna talk to you
Not
all.
today.
Not today. You're not going live.
Yeah.
Right?
And let me just throw in, like, a lot of times we look at homeless people, and for some reason in our mind, we automatically have this assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're on drugs or a criminal or they're an alcoholic. For some reason, we automatically have this assumption. And let me tell you, it's the assumption this is not true. Just say hi to someone who's lonely. Just say hi, how you doing? Be kind. Don't cringe when they walk by you. Don't you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't first of all, most of the time you cringing at the wrong person, like looking over your shoulder, and here comes somebody with a suit and a tie, and they the ones robbing you.
Right. Mm-hmm. And for y'all's sakes, please smile.
Yes, if that's all
Smile.
you can do, just smile. Like,
Smile. You
say
may be
hi.
the only smile they didn't saw.
Yeah.
And a smile is very
Yes.
comforting.
Yes.
And it's contagious. Without anything, just like laughter. Somebody laughing,
Mhm.
you don't know what they laughing about, but all of a sudden a chuckle comes out.
Hmm.
It's contagious, and you give people permission to smile
Yes.
because this world would love for you to. Ain't nobody got time to be frowning all day. In fact, it takes more muscles in your face to frown
Yes.
than it does
smile.
to smile.
Yeah.
So if you don't want wrinkles, just smile.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
And give them a reason to think like, whoa, this person's different. What makes them different? That's what leads them to ask you questions, which opens the door for you to share.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get into this comment. Auntie Riri says, "I appreciate the names auntie, uncle, cousin, etc., because it solidifies the tribal mindset of reuniting our bloodline, thus kinfolks." And then Dad says, "Torah supersedes color and bloodline." And then Auntie Riri said, "Yes, Brother Eric, we have a good life as grand." Oh, because she's referring because he's a grandfather and she's a grandmother.
Okay.
Yes, but yes. All right. So you welcome, Auntie Kim. All right. So we on verse 4. Love suffers long and is kind. Love envies not. Love does not vaunt itself. It is not puffed up. Love sometimes Y'all know we be wanting that love to suffer short.
For real.
That's sometimes
Like, it's too much.
I know, Father, you don't want me to operate, but I mean,
There's too
at this
much.
point, I want you to operate on my time.
Mm-mm.
I know that's really bold of me to ask, Father.
Mm-mm.
But when you say love suffers long, can we shorten
Can we
that?
shorten this a little bit? It's been long. It's been a long time.
But then on the flip side, he'd be like, these stiff neck, you got the nerve to say it out your mouth, huh?
How long did I suffer with you?
How long have I'm still suffering with you.
Right.
You're still struggling with pornography.
Right.
And I'm still with you.
Yeah,
You still struggling with stepping out. But I'm still with you. Drugs, I'm still with you. And you got the nerve to ask me to shorten it up.
Yeah.
If I shorten it up.
How about I shorten yours
Right.
and leave theirs long?
Absolutely.
Mind your business.
That's it.
That you ain't got.
That you ain't got. And it ain't, ooh, look what I got. It ain't that, because the Most High sent a perfect blueprint, which was his son.
Yes.
And my whole mindset, if I didn't see the son do it, who was always showing what the father was doing, I'm not going to do it. I never seen him puff up like Coming to America. Before I stepped down, where's the roses? Where's the petals? Before I come off of this donkey. You know, he's never been that way. So and like you said, didn't you see what you mean you ain't seen the father? All that you saw me do, you saw him do.
Saw him.
So if I didn't see him puff up, I'm not going to puff up or do my best not to. Because this flesh, I'm telling you, it be worn. All right? But it profits nothing. It does not go, there's nothing, it's not the Most High doesn't say, ooh, that smells good. It profits nothing. It's not a sweet smell. It's not a beautiful sacrifice unto him. It's nothing. It is as dung, okay? It's just like.
Stank.
It just stank. Like, that's of a different father. That ain't of me.
Yeah, who that?
Okay, so it says, 5, does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil. Now, ma'am, let me tell you, and ladies and gentlemen, this is where Vonnie struggled. But let me be very clear on the part that I struggle with. Okay, all of it. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, Father, when can I just, man, if we just had our own this. And I forget to be community minded, right? Or when I'd be like, if I just had, because sometimes I'd be, if I just had, if you didn't have me here, and if I just had this gift, I can do this with it. You ever see somebody that can sing so well and you like, oh, Father, if you just gave me that gift. I don't know what line you was in when you was handing that out and where I was and where I missed it. But, sir, if you would have handed it to me, boy, I would have done some stuff with some songs.
That's why he didn't give it to you.
That's why he didn't give it to
did the wrong stuff with the songs.
I mean, I'm just being real. Like, sometimes I'd be like, oh. But then he says, go take a shower. And it's a whole orchestra in the shower. Y'all know it's a different atmosphere in the shower.
Them acoustics.
It's them echoes be hitting you back. You know what I'm saying? Then I'd be like,
what's that little soundboard that people can't sing and they put that sound in? What's that called?
You talking about
y'all know what I'm talking about. What's that called?
I know what you're talking about. But
Y'all know.
It be all of that.
People can't even sing.
And then I get out that shower feeling like I didn't just served him a beautiful song. And it may be like, was that you in there?
Bonnie really just talking. She can sing.
No, stop telling the people that. That ain't really true.
It is.
Choir member. You got singers and you got choir members. And when you got choir members, it is straight up one band, one sound.
What's your point?
You don't hear me. You hear the sound.
And it's a good sound. So you're contributing to the good
I am contributing, but I'm not a lead I'm not a soloist. Listen,
I just said you can sing.
I told y'all the story when I tried to act up. Listen, I tried to do this. I said, you know what? I'm going to sing. I'm going to do what you know what? I'm going to sing this solo. And the people face went.
Maybe it's the song.
Oh, no. It went. But see, I didn't understand keys. I didn't think that was the thing. I didn't think you needed keys. Listen, keys is for doors and houses, not for songs. But apparently, it's for songs for a reason. It's for songs.
Yeah, because they have to follow you on that. Yeah.
I just thought I could start off whatever I want to start. But don't do that. There's technicalities in singing, and it's a whole thing. And that's why I don't have that gift. Now listen, put me in a group. And you may have to say, Levon, you flat. And I'll be like, well, I don't know how to, I don't know what a flat is, okay?
How do I unflat?
How do I puff up? I don't know. Not my gift, but I can talk.
Yeah, I used to be doing that in the choir. They'd be like, this B flat. And you act like I know what you mean.
If it's a person, I don't know what B flat is,
I'm going to
okay?
need you to hit the key.
I can't see it. If I can't see it, I can't give it to you. That's just how I'm wired, okay? Nevertheless, I struggle with those things personally, but I also understand what the consequences are, right? She said, that's not your lane. Absolutely. We all have a purpose. We have to open up ourselves up to know what it is. We will not know our true purpose until we prove that we are ready for the cross we must bear when she gonna finish it.
Oh.
But yeah, I agree. Absolutely, girl, not my thing. But every now and then you will hear me try to sing on story time. You will. We don't know.
Because I listen for the heart.
There you go. And
That's
everybody
it.
don't listen to the heart. I mean,
because sometimes I listen to people that sound real good, and it's not from the heart. I be brass.
Reveals to us. Absolutely.
Okay.
I knew you was gonna finish it, Auntie. I know they give you only 200 letters.
Yeah.
All right.
And just quick on verse 5, when you say, like, does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil. When you think of Mashiach, who is sinless, and all the stuff they were doing to him, and yet he knew he was doing this for us, so he needed to remain a certain way. That's love.
Listen.
Not thinking about himself at all, because he could have retaliated and all them.
You picked Judas.
Right.
Knowing.
You handpicked him.
Knowing. Now listen, he was a whole picture of Judah anyway. But still, you picked Judas to be a part of the 12, knowing what he was going to do. Betray you for some change. Okay?
On the
not the kind that folds. It was change. And so, and he still, how did he treat him? Listen, that's
kiss him on the cheek, everything. That's betrayal.
But still, the Father reflected to us how we are. He didn't say anything other than what he said, but he still moved in a way that he taught us how to move. Okay. I don't know if that sounds right, but that's rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Capital T about it. In fact, it does not make me happy that you're in a certain state of mind that leads you into a certain place in your life. That's nothing to be happy about. Whether I know you or not, if I see you, I am saddened. If you're under the bridge, I am saddened. Not that person lived a life of iniquity, but I'm just saying, I am saddened at these entertainers. I am saddened because they don't know the truth. The truth have been hidden from them, and now they know of an illusion and under a spell. I am saddened. And so if I've ever walked with somebody that was, if that was something that I saw people do, listen, you know who wasn't going to hang? Me. We ain't together, okay? I'm not having Starbucks with you, okay? I'm not having lunch with you. I don't want that spirit on me, all right? So it says, but rejoices in the truth. Yes. Yes. And all that entails, okay? I'm going to be happy. She says, yes, he knew that Peter would deny him 3 times as well. Absolutely. It all has a spiritual meaning. We fall short, even in our beliefs. We still won't stand up for the truth. Absolutely.
And he knew Peter was going to betray him. But when he rose, he asked for Peter and tell my disciples and Peter, because Peter may act like he don't want to show up. He may be ashamed. Tell Peter, come on. Come on with it.
Come on.
You go down to the meeting place too, dude.
Yes. But bear all things. Now, this is where I struggle too. Can we just be real and I struggle this, okay? Bear all things, believe all things, hope all things, endure all things. Now, if you can do all of these, listen, kudos to you.
It's hard.
But I'm just saying, this right here is a challenge. bear all things. When people do things and they don't necessarily have to do something to me, but you know how people just carry a certain spirit?
Yeah, just
Like,
just for
I gotta
real.
bear that too, huh?
For real. I just got
Bear the
okay.
infirmities of the weak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bear all things.
Mm-hmm.
Bear it all. That's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Believe all things. When your circumstances
Mm-hmm.
is painting a whole different picture with beautiful colors. But you got to believe his word. You have to believe. I don't care if your circumstances is knocking at the door and asking you to sign on this agreement that you are in this state, right? No, I don't care what it says. I don't care. I'm going to believe what Yahweh Shai says. Okay, what the Father has said, Yahuwah has said. All right, hope all things. Why? Because all these things have to be an evidence. It has to serve as a witness to those that are watching you. Now, I'm not saying put on a fake
don't do
face.
that.
Because what you do is you give permission to other people subconsciously to be fake. Because that's what you saw. Well, I saw, and they probably don't even realize that you're covering, you're hiding behind a facade, but they really believe that that's your walk.
Yeah.
Only you know what's a facade or not.
That's why when we say it, when we share our testimonies, we're trying to let people know we're not perfect. We're not saying we are. All of us, we go through things. We've been through things. We're struggling with things now, and people need to know, or because sometimes people look at us and think, oh, they're perfect. That's why they can say that. No, we can say it because we not perfect,
right?
Because we done been through it.
I'll be the first one to tell you all my flaws, and then I'll be like, now, if you notice something different, then let me know. If you got something to add on to that, then let me know, because I was unaware. Be the first, because my flaws no longer hold me in captivity.
Right, exactly, and that's the key. That's that truth.
Yeah, I don't let them chain me up.
Capital. Yeah.
Now, if you would have saw me 10 years ago, that'd be a different story. I would have been trying to hide it. But now I don't care. All right, with a capital, don't care. But hope all things, endure all things. Why? Because when you hope all things, y'all, listen. And as we begin to move and y'all know that gradual going ascension and how layers come off, these things that we have gone through becomes evident. Oh, yes, he's real, because we can draw back from the memory of, oh, nope, I remember this same situation happened. Little different, but he still got me out. It becomes evident. And then it brings us into what it said, endure all things, which brings it into a witness.
Yes.
We're looking at it, and it's a witness to us and others, right?
Yeah, because endure means to just keep going. Yeah,
but
sometimes you get knocked aside, you might get knocked back, but remember, we're that roots.
Yeah.
If your roots are planted, you might get, knocked. It's like when you go bowling and the pin go like that.
Yes.
And sometimes just stand right back up.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. It serves as a witness so you can continue to endure.
Yep.
Right? And then people are looking at your lives and like, wait a minute, you've been through that the whole time. I never knew that you was there. I didn't know that. All I saw was your genuineness. That is a witness to them. Because they're like, well, if you're going through that, then I know I can handle this right here. And it's not that they're rejoicing that you're going through it, but it's they're encouraged.
Yes.
Because it's a reflection of the Most High keeping his people in the midst of chaos.
Yes.
Right? But if we're not careful, and if we're just reflecting a facade, then you're teaching people how to operate.
And how to be phony.
How to be phony. And believe me,
that's how
those that's in the spirit can see it.
Yes.
But Most High might have not told us.
We feel that.
The Most High probably said, shh, shut your mouth.
Let the wheat grow with the tares.
Absolutely. And that's a learning process for them. They have to learn that they're good enough.
Yeah.
They're more than good enough. And that they don't need the facade. They're beautiful as I created them. But it's a lesson for them to learn. Not for you to point out just yet.
Yeah.
It's not ready for that.
You just keep following Torah, guarding the commandments. They're going to look at your life and they're going to learn something.
Absolutely. All right. So it says, love never fails. But whether there be prophecy, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away.
He said, because one day we're not going to need any of this. You're going to be with me. But
Mm.
love is still here.
Yes.
Love is what got you here. It's still here. But all the, what you going to, at the end of it all, what you going to prophesy? There is nothing next. It's all fulfilled. It's all done. You're here with me now. This is the end. We done went through all the things I revealed in my word. It's all over. We kick back. How's the time where he's supposed to be? And
we will be with the prophet. I mean, Yahweh himself. We
the
will be with all of that.
Yeah.
Everything.
We're going to have all that knowledge there with us and everything.
It's not something that we will have to walk into the unknown and be like, give me revelation, because the revelation, he is the revelation.
Yeah.
And we will be here with him.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, this whole walk started out with love.
Oh, yeah.
It all started with love.
Yeah.
From Adam, it was the love where he said, okay, now I got to send my son. Because Adam, the first Adam, they messed up. So now I got to send the second Adam. The last Adam. It all started with love. Right? And obedience. And that's another thing. For we know in part, we ain't going to know it all, but we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
Because, like, just even when you think of like the New Jerusalem, the way John described it, it looked better than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks better than that. Prophecy looks better. It's hard to write certain things down. Like, even when we say he gonna put the two sticks together, and we can imagine what that's gonna look like. We can imagine rejoicing in our lands. But when we get there, it's going to be so much better than that.
Oh, yeah. We won't even be able to fathom.
It's going to be so much better.
We don't know what perfection looks like.
Exactly. We have no idea. We have no idea. The only people who even know are Adam and Kua. Because they lived it. They're the only ones who know.
Yes.
That's why they're the only two qualified to ever want their past life back.
They was trying to get it too.
They was trying to get it real.
He was like, nope.
And he's like, so they the only ones who really, really know. They trying to get it back. And they like, y'all running from it.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
Now this next verse has always been used. Oh, go ahead, baby.
I was gonna say that's actually true, but then like it's also like a trip, because even then they still haven't seen what it was supposed to be. They only got a taste of it.
Yeah.
You right.
Because the Most High, he had it already planned out, but they messed up. Because they messed up before they had children. So one thing they never saw was how were babies really supposed to be born.
Right.
And remember when they tried to put Kauai ahead, she said, no, I came for, Miriam.
Mary.
I came for Kauai because she experienced that birth. The way it's supposed to. Remember, the light just came and then, there's baby.
Yes.
That's how it was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, but you're right.
Supposed to travail.
You're right. They didn't even get the fullness of it.
Absolutely. Thank you, love. And so it's crazy because this first, thank you, Mel. This next scripture, I remember when I thought as a child and spoke as a child. And it was always like that. Sorry, Father, you just okay. But listen, Father, you know,
you're not referring to that.
But I'm you working with me, okay? You're working with me.
But you didn't say.
Yeah. But let's go into that. So, because I want you to consider the mindset. Like, consider the mindset. And all that he has already said. Says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. This, for me, I don't think of in that there is when I was a child, right? And we all, listen, Been there. Everybody can say, been there, done that, been a child. Everybody has that testimony, okay? We can recognize that. Like, we give passes to children when they do childish things because we recognize, okay, that's fitting. That's what a child do. But when it's we get on the child when they think, oh, I'm older, and then they start trying to do grown things. But it's amazing how, and we like, no, baby, you got to come to this. This is fitting for you. You can fit this here. But when you come into when you have a grown individual and they still act and hold on to that childish mindset, even though they say, I accepted the truth and all that, it's the mindset that tells them this childish way of mine is my blanket. It is my comforter. This is what consoles me. This is what calms my nerves because I get a little antsy right here. And you miss out the opportunity to truly trust Yah. This is an opportunity to mature and grow and then become higher in Him, so to speak. So to speak, y'all. And so when we hold on to our childish ways, one, there's always a generation looking at you. You're teaching people how to be in their 30s, what they can expect in their 30s, what they can expect, how to respond when you're in your 30s, right? Because everybody's going to make different choices when they're in their 30s, when they're in their 40s. But there's always someone watching. And so we have to recognize the state, like, okay, we all have childish minds. We all have childish ways, I should say. But when Yah brings it up, we should not hold it as a security blanket. That's what I want to say. We need to let those things go because Hasatan will love the devil, whoever you want to call him, will love for you to hold on to him because that's one area that you're not trusting in. Yes. And so he's trying to tell y'all, like, it's time to put away what you needed at first. You needed that because it teaches a child how to behave, and there was some correction there. But now you're old enough to handle what comes with this truth, not in
with the maturity.
With the maturity. And you don't need what you think you need. Sometimes we think we need it. We have to have it. And you don't. Yahweh is enough, right? His word is enough because one thing his word ain't is dead. It's alive. And we see this today because we can be like, oh, that happens today, right? But it's alive. And we have to put them things and we have to give it away. Don't put it away because if you put it away, you're likely to go back to it.
Because it's still in your house.
Still in your house. It's still in your house.
If you throw it away, you can't go back to
Garbage man then collected it.
Right?
Give it to the Most High.
Yes. And a lot of times when we read this, we're kind of assuming that he's talking about when he was a little child. But remember, is this one of them Pauline letters? Yeah. Paul is talking about when he used to kill Christians. Remember, Paul is educated.
Yes, he is.
But now he's realizing, oh,
I was childish.
I knew, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew my ABCs, but I thought I could spell, but I couldn't. Until you had to make me blind and carry me through this whole journey. Now I get it. I need to act more mature.
And I'm glad that you said that because if you think about it, a child is not able to respond maturely because he don't have that experience.
Right.
So just like you said, he responded as if a child child would respond without even thinking, just straight emotion. Bam, straight emotion. That's childish when you don't consider what's connected to the situation. It's childish, right? That's childish, and that's what Paul was talking about. Thank you so much for saying that because he responded like a child.
Straight temper tantrum,
and lives were lost.
Kill Stephen. I hold his stuff for you. Kill him.
Yes,
Give me some letters.
And got satisfaction out of it.
I'm killing the men, the women, and the children.
That's what children do.
Yeah.
Mom, can I have ice cream? No. Respond in childlike manner. Like, get yourself up. That's what y'all saying. Get yourself up and put that mess. Throw it away.
Mhm.
Play with me.
And we ain't playing
You're
today.
not playing. Okay. So he says he put it away, right? Thank you. And for now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known.
So when I'm going to get the full extent of this, I'm going to see it because it's going to be revealed to me. Like I said, all these prophecies, the things we're going to, we can imagine how it's going to look.
Yes.
And we can't wait to get them. But once we there, we're going to be, whoa, I wish we would have been here sooner, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Glad I'm here now.
I'm glad I'm here now.
Absolutely.
But even when you think about Adam, okay, look, he the first person created. He had to sit in Sheol till Mashiach came.
Yes.
Look how long ago he had to trust,
Yeah.
he had to believe, he had to hope because he knew the truth with a capital T.
Yes.
And I bet when Mashiach came, he was the happiest person.
Yeah, he's like, woo!
Oh, I get to get up. Take me back to Eden.
Yes, yes.
Take me back to my home.
Yes. Auntie
Happy.
Kim, I'm sorry. Auntie Kim said, this is why I don't understand why people try to throw Paul out, all because they can't understand where he started and how Yah delivered him to the truth and away for the teaching of men and away from the teaching of men. Yeah.
Do people really have a? Well, I think I know what she means because there are some people go like, they kind of question why some of his letters are in it because first of all, they're answers to letters, so they're like, well, where's
Responses,
the letters?
yeah.
They're responses to letters, so like, where's the letters? But yeah, sometimes I think Paul gets a bad rap because we put on something on him that he necessarily wasn't thinking that. He didn't know y'all was gonna grab his letters and put them in. He didn't know you was gonna do that.
Right.
That ain't him. Because the book he really, really was, remember, he buried that in his backyard.
He sure did.
The one that was really, really serious, oh, no, this is too serious. He buried that in his backyard. He got up to heaven and they said, well, you know what? That book you tried to bury, we finna go get it.
Absolutely. He sure did.
He buried that. He was like, oh, no, this is too deep. I don't want any people to even know.
Yeah.
That I experienced this. That's the real good. That lets you know
yes.
Paul was a player.
I think
not like a player like that. Yeah, no. Yeah. He was close to Yah.
Yeah.
That lets you know he was close to Yah. And that's, if they took out all these letters, that,
and then actually,
that little information.
Yeah, it connects this too.
Then you'd understand it. But because, see, that's why you're not supposed to go removing stuff. If that was still in here, nobody would mess with Paul. They're like, nah, he was real.
Yeah,
he belonged to Yah.
Absolutely.
For real.
Because he meant it.
He meant it. However, other people, other people messing around with everything, changing everything up. Some of the stuff people even say about Paul would have been like, oh, hold up, don't say that about me.
Yeah, no.
It's the same thing they did with Mary.
Yeah, Mary's like,
Mary would have been like, no.
No, Mary, don't you worship me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No.
Nope.
All right, so let's get to this last verse. He says, and now abides faith, hope, love. These three. But the greatest of these is love. I love how he finished where it started.
Yes.
Because love was the first thing, but you needed faith and hope and endurance. But if it wasn't for love, these things couldn't be.
Yeah.
The greatest thing, especially when there is a person that is seeking love and they get it, what a beautiful flower that person grows because they gotten not the prophecies, but they just got love. And sometimes love is hard sometimes, you know. It's soft. It's there's so many facets with love.
Yeah. Love is actually soft and hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's many angles to love.
Because even like when he says faith, hope, and love, you still need faith, you still need hope, you
but
need
the
love.
greatest.
The greatest is love, because sometimes out of love, you gotta put somebody in a place, or you just gonna let them walk over the bridge.
No.
Sometimes that's some people soft. If you speak to them softly, they get the point. Some people you gotta be like, look, get your tail in the house.
Right. Come into the house.
Don't have me choke you. Don't have me throw you up against the wall, because I will.
Oh.
Like, some people just need a whooping.
Yeah.
Chastising.
I tell you, like when he was talking to me, it was like stir. It was kind of like stern. Like I heard it like, no, this is a me, like that. Like Levon. This. It was almost like he was irritated a little bit. Just like Peter, Peter on that roof, like, don't call what I call clean unclean. Like, who you talking to?
Yeah, you're talking to me.
Right, you talking to me. And he was dealing with Cornelius, right?
Yes,
and
who is a Roman.
Yeah, so it was fitting for the situation that I was in.
Yes, because if he's sending Peter to Cornelius' house and there's absolutely no warning, when Peter got to Cornelius' house and that house, because that is a straight Roman. He didn't know Cornelius' background. Then he finds out, like, Cornelius was, cool. Just like and then on the other hand, you got the centurion who, I think it was a centurion, but the centurion that came to Mashiach and to cure his servant.
Oh, I don't know.
And he said, all you gotta do is say the word. You ain't even gotta come.
Yeah.
Because I know what's up.
Yeah.
You ain't even gotta come, because that's a straight Roman. That's a Roman. Or the secret freaking woman. Secret freaking. Why you say it, y'all?
Now you got me messing it up. Syrophoenician. See, she got me messing it up.
Syrophoenician.
There you go.
Who he was like, I'm not taking the what's for the children give to. She said dogs get the crumbs. Same
ingredients in that cake is in them crumbs. I'll take the crumbs.
And he said, oh, here goes some faith right here. Like,
oh. But
your daughter good.
That was listen at that tone, right? And that was the tone, but yet I was so grateful. Because I could have just been in my own mind and just was like, oh, what's up? Oh, okay. And I could have faked it, but I wasn't. I was touched.
You can't fake it.
I was touched. The fact that he, even at the tone, like I knew he wasn't playing. I knew he was getting my attention. I knew that was a message that he wanted, a lesson, not really a message. But it was the lesson of it all. Like, do not call what I call clean unclean. They're my children. Like, ma'am, you're 37. How dare you? Who do you think you are?
Don't play with me.
Right, you ain't been here long enough. Yeah. You ain't been on this side long enough. You ain't been on the side of truth long enough. Don't play with me. Why are you tensing up under this name? Yeah. I am in the midst of this. Don't play. So we hope that we encourage you all. Thank you so much. I know we'll be getting into Jeremiah tomorrow, if the Most High tomorrow.
I don't know, but are we? Like, are we gonna be back in time?
We may not, because we have to be somewhere. And so y'all just continue to pray for the Morgan family.
Yes.
So we won't have story time tomorrow night, but we will be the next day.
Yes.
The following day. With that being said, y'all, we love you all. Remember, y'all, be encouraged, be uplifted. But love is the greatest out of all them things. The other stuff is still important. So make sure we are showing love, no matter who it's to, and no matter what name they say. Okay? That being said, Shalom, family, or Shalom. It still means peace. Sabbath peace. So we bid it to y'all. Good night.
Shalom. See why? See, this is why she make me laugh. We ain't got no clap on, clap off.
It would have been a perfect moment, though, for it to just shut off right at the second clap. Would have been. But see, most
Yeah,
I'd be
see?
like, you play too much.
See what I did with you? You play too much.
Guess I'm gonna just turn this off myself.
So, you have no sense.